I'm diving straight into the newspapers now, and my very good friend in a suit, it's Monday, so he's in a suit.
Yeah.
Elton is joining us from across the road. Hello.
Hi.
I think I should call you Mr. Elton proper.
You are allowed to do that.
Yeah, yes. This
morning
you are not Bra Elton at all. How's your weekend?
It was good. I mean, it was Saturday was more restful.
Oh, nice.
Yesterday I was +1, so it was a quiet time at home.
Please, what does I was +1 mean?
Yesterday was my birthday, so...
Oh, it was?
Yeah, so
oh, happy birthday.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
So what did you do?
Oh, I was home. I mean, we had lunch. And
you know when you say I was +1, you know where my mind went, right? But okay, so you had lunch and then...
Yeah, I had lunch at home, and that was it. I mean...
With some family?
Yeah, family and then we are reflecting
so
on a lot of things.
Happy birthday.
Thank you very much.
Happy birthday. Many more to come. Okay.
So how was the weekend too?
For us? It was very, I was up and down the whole time. But yeah, I tried to.
Some galamsey here.
No galamsey. The kind of, you go around there, you come with me, you're like, I've wasted fuel and I've come back with no money. But yeah, what's exciting for us in the newspapers this morning?
Well, the Daily Graphic, free SHS a success. That's according to President Akufo-Addo. Unvaccinated arrivals at Kotoka International Airport to take COVID-19 jabs. And the warning here is that if you are an airliner and you bring in somebody who is not unvaccinated, you are going to pay $3,500 per head.
Oh, wow. Okay.
That is the staff tax taken by
the airline?
That's the airline taken by the Ghana Health Service. Access Bank build capacity in SME in the Western region. If we go
There's
to
some
the middle,
rape cases story as well.
Yes, yeah. So 15,000 rape cases annually. DOVSU describes as alarming, and we'll get to the details of these stories. The 8th edition of the Ghana Oil and Gas Awards. We have pictures spread across the
There were lots of award ceremonies this weekend.
Lots of awards and lots of luncheon. The Asantene had the last Akwesidai of the year, and the outdoor, the Asantene Queen. Yeah, so let's see how it goes.
I see.
Very beautiful. Fireside Bite Sharks to jump to the top spots of the EPL. Kotoka did not play. Karela devour Lions by 3-0 to 3-0. So that's the Daily Graphic. Can I go into the details of the paper? So let's start with President Akufo-Addo and the free senior high school program. Now, President Akufo-Addo has said the free senior high school policy implemented by his administration has proved to be a success and must be sustained as a permanent feature of the educational system. He said the performance of the free SHS students in the West African Senior High School showed that the government was upholding quality in the implementation of the policy. A look at the WASI results of the first batch of the free senior high school graduates, the Akufo-Addo graduates, and those whose results have just been released gives further evidence of why the free SHS policy has been a success so far, he noted. Now, President Akufo-Addo said 5 years after the implementation of the policy, which had guaranteed a minimum of SHS education for 1.6 million Ghanaians children, was very proud of the policy and its result. He was speaking at the 70th anniversary of the Tamale Senior High School over the weekend. He indicated that the performance of the 2021 batch of the students who were the pioneers of the double track system, which elicited much vilification and unfounded criticism of its introduction, was the highlight of his speech. Now we can go to this story in page 16 of the Daily Graphic, and it talks about something that we all reject, and it's about growing rape cases in the country. And according to statistics available at the Domestic Violence and Victim Support Units of the Ghana Police Service, indicates that 1,047 girls were defiled, while 305 women were raped in 2020. Very sad.
That's
very sad.
Yeah, that's a lot.
Yeah. The Director General of the Criminal Investigation Department, CID, Mr. Isaac Kenyaboa, has described the statistics as alarming. He disclosed the data in a speech read on his behalf by the Director of DOVSU, Chief Superintendent of Police, Mrs. Owusu Atreme, at the inauguration of the interviewing room for people who suffer domestic and gender-based violence for the Medina DOVSU. Although Mr. Yeboah did not share figures on the case of defilement and rape in the past, he said about 15,000 cases of violence against women were reported to law enforcement agencies annually. And it brings into question the role parents are playing to ensure that their underage girls are protected at home.
Yeah, exactly.
Sometimes you drive through the outskirts of town, in some of these old neighborhoods. And sometimes it's late, 10, 11 p.m. and you still find children, you know, loitering around.
Walking around,
yeah.
I mean, there are so many times I've seen like little girls even during the day.
Yeah.
Going somewhere.
Yeah.
You know, you see 5-year-old, they're going, and then many times I've stopped as I'm like, where are you going?
Yeah, sometimes school time, and they are loitering around. Sometimes you ask them and they say their parents have asked them to go and sell water or something. Or their parents are indoors and for that reason they've been asked to stay out.
Or they've sent them to go. And I'm thinking, why would you send your 4 or 5 or 6-year-old daughter to go and buy, like, how? Anyway.
Because to be subjected to this kind of cruelty at this early, you know, period of their life is quite, you know,
it changes you.
No one knows how this is going to impact on them in the years to come. Let me deal with this matter because we are getting unconfirmed information that the South African president has tested positive for COVID-19. But what I can say for sure, you know, he was in Ghana recently.
I was just thinking the same thing when I saw the story.
Yes, he came with some 200 people. But what I can say for sure is that those who got closer to the South African delegation, everybody has been tested at the Jubilee House, including myself.
Oh, okay. All right. Okay, good.
Yeah. So the Ghana Health Service has directed that all unvaccinated Ghanaians and people with resident status who will be returning to the country after 14 days from midnight yesterday will be vaccinated on arrival. Additionally, all persons who are 18 and above arriving in the country are required to provide evidence of full vaccination for COVID-19. The directive forms part of review of nationwide COVID-19 preventive protocol instituted at the Kotika International Airport to limit the importance or the importation of COVID-19. The review is included in the raft of new measures the government is rolling to prevent rising cases during the Christmas and New Year festivities and avoid a fourth wave. And the warning from the Ghana Health Service and indeed government to operators of airlines that are in the country is that if you should bring somebody who is not fully vaccinated, you'll pay $3,500 per head. The middle page has pictures, the back page, Pfizer by Shark to jump to the top spot, and it's about Kim Pfizer jump to the top spot of the Ghana Premier League after shrugging off an early threat from Elimina Sharks to record a thin 1-0 win at the Bavaria Sports Stadium in Kumasi yesterday. Remember, House of Folk is still out of the country. They are yet to come by. That's how come their match against Asante Kotoko was called off. Karela Devore Lion 3-0. So if you check the league table...
Why is House of Folk out of the country?
So I think they had, you know... they also went by what do you call it? One way ticket. One way. They didn't buy a round trip, so they are now looking for ticket to come back home.
I'm wondering whether these teams do that because they are hoping when they go they'll win and then get money to come back.
Well, how do you anticipate such a thing?
I don't know.
Yeah, you are going for a tournament.
But you haven't anticipated some of those things before. You are going somewhere, you don't have the money, but you know that when you get there, you get some.
This is fatal hesitation. You cannot do that. So that's the daily graphic.
Okay, let me get into the Ghanaian Times now. President touts free SHS Success, slams critics saying, I am proud of policy and its results. Operation Clean Your Frontage sets to take off with 27 heavy-duty truck drivers. Government to construct 35 STEM SHS's 5 universities. Education Minister, integrity is pivotal in combating illegal mining. Okay, let me just do a quick run-through of some of the stories. Police Constable 29 killed by unregistered vehicle at checkpoint. Woman 28 grabbed for abandoning day-old baby in bush. And a Denton court orders psychiatric examination of woman 27. It's a woman who stabbed her mother because she claimed that her mother was married to her in the spiritual realm. So she's getting psychiatric.
It's not surprising. In fact, somebody in Kumasi saw somebody, she saw another person in his dream claiming that in the dream the person was having an affair with a wife. The next day he went to kill the person.
Yeah, okay. It's not easy. Anyway, people with Omicron in hospital, as minister says, variants will dominate and grow. So this is cabinet minister in South Africa. who's talking to Sky News, and he's talking about the fact that even though the Omicron seems to have less severe symptoms, high infection rates could still see tens of thousands of people needing medical treatment. Operation Clean Your Frontage set to take off with 27 heavy-duty truck drivers. Okay, interesting. What is happening to me? Not approved for use by students, schools. Have you seen that book, the What is Happening to Me?
Yeah, I've seen it, and I don't know whether it is an approved book for...
Well, that's what the
Ghana.
NACCA is saying. The National Council for Curriculum and Assessment says it has not approved What is Happening to Me.
Then they should take it off the market.
A book which highlights same-sex attraction and
then they should take it off the
masturbation.
market.
Oh boy. NHIS Beam of Light for the Childhood Cancer Journey. Okay, let's see what's in the middle page. President touts free SHS Success. He was speaking at Tamale Senior High School. So presents Gold Award to 160 young people ahead of state awards. And Samuel Jinapo talking about integrity being pivotal in combating illegal mining. Okay. Purports perpetrators of sexual abuse to authorities. That's also in the newspaper. Cancellation of payment of road tolls. Government to lose 7 million Ghana cedis. But we knew that before we made that decision. So, Muhammad Ali's grandson wins third professional fight. Clubs approve 1.9 billion euro deal as Barca and Real Madrid opt out. Lomachenko routes coming. Calls for world title shots. Liverpool, City, Chelsea, United win. Anyway, I'm sure Muftal will bring us all the sports news.
Yeah.
Back page, some more sports. Hazaka's ladies ditch Ampem Dakwa, and Berkum Chelsea host cities at Elwak. That's it for the Ghanaian Times.
So, anymore, the Daily Statesman. I don't know whether last Friday you monitored the National Conference on Corruption, where it came to light per the analysis done by Shraj that, as we speak, 44 Ghanaians says that they've not had to pay extra money to any public official to get something done for them. Meaning they are not paying bribe, 44%. Now 16% says that they continually pay bribes to public officials to get something done for them. That was they encourage of the view that statistics shows that we are improving on the fight against corruption in the country.
Do you feel like that statistic is a true reflection?
I have my doubts because you know corruption has become so endemic in the country. 44% says that they are no longer paying. Indeed, they mentioned the three northern regions, Volta, and then OT, and this region says that they have not had to pay an extra money to any public officials before getting something done for them. So for them,
I see, that's good.
Yeah, for them, the fight against corruption is on the right track. But on the public sector employees who are always at the forefront of this corruption, perception, President Akufo-Addo says that the Attorney General, on behalf of government, is currently leading the effort to enact a law on the conduct of public officers. I don't know how this is going to help in dealing with the menace of corruption. Now, speaking at the National Anti-Corruption Conference last Friday, President Akufo-Addo noted that inasmuch as public officials are required to declare their assets upon taking office as a tool of fighting corruption, I am, however, of the candid opinion that the existing legislation on corruption relating to the conduct of public officers in Ghana appears to be inadequate to deal extensively with public office accountability. According to the President, need to lay down a set of far-reaching and of more fit-for-purpose set of regulations for the conduct of public officers, which will give air force to the provisions of Chapter 34 of the Constitution on conduct of public officers is, in my view, now self-evident. To this end, review the Attorney General over the past 4 months had undertaken various stakeholder consultation with a number of public sector organizations, civil society, and other interest groups to this end. So, meaning we're going to have a set of law that will regulate the conduct of our public officers. My problem is that in the 5th, 6th, and 7th Parliament, a bill to regulate this particular issue that the President is talking about came in and never saw the light of day. It never got passed. I don't know how the new vim that will be put behind this will get it passed.
New vim.
Because it was before the 5th, the 6th, and the 7th Parliament. It went through all the stages. It didn't get passed.
It didn't go. Maybe this time it'll be different.
Let's see how it goes.
That's the hope, isn't it?
Of course.
Yeah.
And then this weekend, the MPP will converge in the Ashanti Regional Capital, Kumasi, for their annual National Delegates Conference to review some aspects of their constitution. That the party is warning that they've banned all activities associated with internal party contests, parliamentary presidential primaries, as well as any paraphernalia and advocacy for aspirants at the party's upcoming National Delegates Conference to be held in Kumasi from December 18th to December 20th, 2021. The party director of communications, Ababina Samuel, in the statement stated that the decision was taken at a National Steering Committee meeting of the party. How they are able to enforce this rule,
that'll be interesting to see.
We'll wait to see.
Yeah.
Because people will defend this. People will campaign for their various candidates, and that will be all. And finally, the Krobo area have lights. You
told me about that last week. First they had light, then they didn't have light. Then they were reconnected.
Now they have light.
They have light.
But the IGP is warning, if they should put up that behavior again, he will not step in to get the ECG to restore power to them. Yeah, but now there's power. There's tension between the youth of both communities and officials of ECG. The youth had accused ECG of wrong billing. They claim that there's a document that says that they shouldn't pay electricity.
They should never pay electricity.
Because their land was used for the Custom Dam. ECG says, prove it and let us go by the terms of the agreement. They could not. They resorted to
most likely
violence.
It was a spoken or verbal, which is unfortunate.
28-year-old man arrested for dumping day-old baby in a bush. That's also in the statement. Car crashes policeman on duty to death in the eastern region. Back page, Steven Gerrard, Liverpool fans pay homage, but legend uninterested in sentimental return. So he went there with Aston Villa, and it ended 1-0 in favor of Liverpool.
So it ended in tears for them. All right, okay, let's go through the daily guide really quickly. Free SHS critics shamed with eggs on faces. Okay, confusion over WASI results, integrity needed for mining sector regulation, and NPP gets tough on aspirants at Congress. All right, let me get into the international stories. Kentucky tornadoes, up to 100 feared dead in historic U.S. storms. Africa's richest woman to be denied U.S. entry. Oh, gosh, okay. The U.S. will deny entry to Isabel dos Santos, once said to be Africa's richest woman for involvement in significant corruption.
The Angolan.
Yeah. So daughter of Angola's former president, Jose Eduardo dos Santos, who left office in 2017. Whilst he was president, she was chair of the state oil company. So that's interesting. Benin opposition leader sentenced to 20 years in prison. 3 dead, 6 missing after Italy building collapse. And Maradona's stolen watch has been found in India.
Yeah, how come?
Okay, let me find out for you. A stolen Hublot watch that belonged to Diego Maradona has been recovered by police. Okay, so he died a year ago. Calling it an act of international cooperation, Assam State Police announced on Twitter on Saturday that the star's watch had gone missing from his Dubai residence and was recovered in a raid in Sibsagar in Abs. I wonder how they found it. A watch.
A watch, yeah.
Yeah.
The watch must be very expensive then.
It must be, and I think obviously the value will go up because he's died and, you know, as the years go by. But still, it's just interesting that a watch is found. Anyways, let me do some entertainment. Rocky Dawouni thrills at Grammy celebration concert. Dr. Dre celebrates being divorced AF. I'm not sure if you saw that picture. Dr. Dre just got divorced.
Yeah, last Friday. I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, it tells the kind of relationship they.
Nicole Young filed for divorce from Dr. Dre in June 2020 after 24 years of marriage. On Thursday, Andre Young was pictured posing in front of a balloon decoration that spelled out divorced AF as his friend and fellow music executive Breon Prescott teased that the music mogul's legal separation from Nicole Young was final.
Well, let's see how the court is able to come to a determination on how to
split the assets.
Yeah, the $1 billion asset that Dr. Dre has in his name.
Okay, well, apparently he was ordered to pay her $3.5 million a year in spousal support. In March, his attorney filed a motion of bifurcation with the assertion that Young's false allegations. So there were domestic violence allegations. And all of that. But yeah, interesting to see how they've been married for a long time.
Yeah, and they have 2 kids, between them.
I mean, so obviously she's going to walk away with a lot, because I think there's such a thing as time equity, and obviously the number of years, whether he was famous before he met her,
True.
how much he has amassed in the course of the marriage. But anyway, he seems to be happy that he is free. Freedom at last, my beloved country. Okay, finally, Bessie Simons launches manifesto today. Oh, I see. Papaya is to celebrate 30th anniversary soon.
Yeah, Papaya has been
They've
around
been around for a long
yeah.
time. Interesting. 2022 will be productive for tourism. And on the back page, Milo names AFCON squad, and AFCON fear hits Liverpool. Eto'o takes over Cameroon football. Okay, that's it for the Daily Guide.
So the BF&T, that's Business and Financial Times, leads to investor sentiments turn in economy's favor. Decline in donor funding reduces aggregate budget by 12.9%. The Ghana Stock Exchange sees decline in index for the past 4 weeks. But one of the biggest stories on the front page is that 27 heavy-duty truck drivers ready for Operation Clean Your Frontage. And the story says that 27 heavy-duty truck drivers who are part of the 58 drivers recruited for Operation Clean Your Frontage project have successfully passed out at the Armed Forces Transport Training School in Accra. The training, which was a collaboration between the Armed Forces Supply and Transport Training School and Zoom Lion Ghana Limited, was to enable these newly recruited drivers to handle waste truck set aside for the government Operation Clean Your Frontage. Let's see how that is able to get Accra to be the cleanest city in West Africa, as espoused by President Akufo-Addo. Also, a drop in budgetary allocation to the Food and Agriculture Ministry to 1.1 billion Ghana cedis in 2022, compared to the inflation-affected allocation of 1.2 billion cedis in 2021, with 1.8 billion being actual allocation for the year, will make the agricultural sector budget decline by 12.9% in real terms next year. Now, how this will impact on the planting for food and jobs and other interventions by the agricultural ministry, including the supply of fertilizers and other farming inputs, we'll wait to see, because 12.9% is quite a huge, decline in budgetary allocation to the agricultural sector. Other stories: Hollard Insurance Science MAU Energy University support students. Purely business stories in the BFNS. Zonda Tech CEO wins prestigious award for promoting road safety and practice. If you get the Business and Financial Times, I'm sure you have all the business stories that you need for this Monday morning.
Last paper this morning, The Finder. I suppose the Keta Sea defense, but against NDC's political hostage taking. That's according to NAPO. NPP bans all activities associated with internal party contests. Free SHS results clear all doubts about its validity and quality. And solidarity among Africans will change situations irreversibly. And I just wanted to talk about this for a second.
Which one?
The free SHS results clearing all doubts about its validity and quality. I don't think that anybody has ever actually been against the concept of free SHS.
No.
We've all supported it. I also don't think that the WASI results validate it. And this is the reason why. Over the course of the year, we've had so many conversations with parents who have said how much more it is costing them in extra classes fees to fill in the gaps of when the double track system is going on. So it actually means that with the free SH, parents are actually paying more to have their children coached on the side. And so, of course, you would expect that the results will be better if they're having one-on-one lessons with their teachers per subject.
True.
So it doesn't necessarily then come to the conclusion that free HS results clear all doubts. I mean, the system still has to be worked on. The gaps still have to be filled. And I think that it's also important to laud parents in the cooperative efforts that it has taken to get to this point.
I think policymakers, including the president, what they are looking for is the end result, and that is what they are
but the
pushing.
end result is not there.
Exactly.
It's not your work alone.
We have just talked about the Dovsu talking about rape and all these issues. Now you have children who will stay at home for sometimes 2-3 months.
Exactly.
Waiting for the truck to finish so that they can go. If parents don't have the means to keep them busy, what you are going to get is this. So access to education is key. Providing infrastructure to accommodate the huge numbers is also very key.
Also key.
So whilst we are trying to give education to everybody, we must look at how we provide the access and infrastructure for them to have the comfort to study and become whoever we want them to become in the future.
I think that
not necessarily looking at the result that is coming from.
And I think that I would have voted Akufo-Addo African's best African of the year if he had actually in this speech also said that he would like to thank parents for their cooperation and highlighting the difficulties that parents have had to go through. With this. But anyways, it is what it is. We're going to be voting soon, so he has to hammer on the fact that free SHS was a good thing, which it was. But anyway, Continental Energy Plan is critical. Chief Director, validate your COVID-19 vaccination record at ADA. Why? Oh, this is the stress of the way we do things in Ghana that's just very, very stressful. You've gone and taken your COVID-19 thing. You've given us the thing. Now we have to go and validate for what?
I mean, there's always ways to make this, the system frustrating. I've got my COVID-19 passport, as they say it. I have it in my bag. Now I need to go and validate for what?
Yeah, because, okay, so they're saying that you have to verify your vaccination details if you face challenges doing that electronically. Oh, sigh. Dr. Franklin Asiedu-Bekwin, the Director of Public Health, told the Ghana News Agency that the service has some challenges with its data entry system, thus making it difficult for some people to do electronic validation. The interview followed complaints received by the GNA from some vaccinated persons that feedback from scanning the barcode using the QR scanner indicated that their records have not been captured. So now, why were the records? Oh, I'm just not going to talk about it.
Well, I hope they deal with this because there's too much frustration in the system.
Yeah, we both know that they're not going to deal with it.
To add to it.
It's just...
Yeah.
Anyway, yellow fever deaths now at 46. News editors urge to intensify road safety awareness campaigns to save lives. Okay. Oh, Samuel Eto'o, elected president of Cameroon FA.
Yeah,
he is quite handsome.
A very big one.
Yeah, but it's just his handsomeness that's catching my.
You know, others tried, they didn't get it. Abedi Pele, remember during the Kufuor era, he put himself out for election. He was defeated, and then Didier Drogba for the Ivory Coast, he also did not get through. So for the third time, somebody from the football fraternity has emerged as the Cameroonian FA president. So we say congratulations to Samuel Eto'o.
Samuel Eto'o, nice. Okay. All right, that's it for the newspapers. Let's head over to myjoyonline.com. All right, COVID-19, 41 cases of Omicron detected in Ghana. That's according to the Ghana Health Service. Oh boy. A few more stories. You can sue the media for abusing your rights as a suspect. Mamefwa Adazikum, that was yesterday on the law. It's illegal to display identity of juvenile suspects as a legal expert. Free SHS policy is a success. Akufo-Addo. Cancellation of WASI results. Parents blame invigilators. CTAG to embark on indefinite strike on January 6th. If ... COVID-19, we haven't experienced a fourth wave yet. Did we even admit to experiencing a third wave?
No, not officially. Okay. Not officially.
It's a major misconduct for a police officer to divulge information without authorization. Okay, much more news, entertainment, business, sports, opinions, and you can watch TV and live radio on myjoyonline.com. A very big thank you to the man in the suit, Mr. Elton Brobe, for joining us.
Thank you very much.
Joining us this morning. Looking forward to seeing you tomorrow.
Absolutely. You have a great day.
Thank you, Elton. And coming up next is the sports with Muftal. But before we do that, we're going to take a quick break, and then after the sports, we get into all our conversations. So don't go anywhere.